Stanley Black & Decker provides tools and services around the globe to help turn great ideas into reality and to help us shape the world we live in. We proudly support programming that inspires invention, innovation, and hard work. Together with Make48, we're providing men and women the tools and resources to build a better world. Stanley Black & Decker, for those who make the world.
Previously on Make48, the challenge parameters were declared.
Emergency preparedness.
And now the clock is running on 48 hours of collegiate competition for innovative products related to emergency preparedness. Now it's time to gather materials, power up the tools, and begin the hands-on process of turning good ideas into physical prototypes. This is Make48.
Bonjour, aloha, top of the morning. Welcome to day 2 of Make48 Baltimore! Well, did everybody have a good day 1? Did you get some stuff done, huh? We good? All right. Well, you're certainly at different stages of your ideas and what you're working on, but we're gonna take a little break today and we're gonna see if we can get you supplied up with some things, some materials that you might need that can help you either with your prototype specifically or your presentation when you give your pitch tomorrow. So we're about to get on this big bus here behind me, and we're gonna take you to a hardware store here in Baltimore, and we're gonna give you a $200 credit card and 1 hour to go through the store and buy everything you need. Card up anything that can help you with your prototype or your presentation, okay? Hopefully you thought a little bit about this yesterday. You may have made a list of a few things you might need, okay? You got a few ideas where to go, great. You can start there, but we are gonna have the techs with us. They'll be roaming throughout the store. So if you have questions, we'll be coming around talking to you. You can always ask a tech about how a part might be used or what you should buy. They'll be there to advise you. But you get 1 hour, so this is a power shopping spree, okay? The power hour, we're gonna roll in there and we're gonna get everything we need. So are we ready? Yeah. All right, are we ready? Yeah. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Blood sugar is up, we're ready to get on this bus. Let's do this thing, all right?
The teams board the bus and head off to the hardware store to gather their physical supplies. What the teams choose to buy or not during their one allotted hour will have a direct impact on the direction and efficiency of their prototype making experience. Often teams buy things to tear apart and reassemble to become part of a new idea. The goal is innovative team shopping with strategy and purpose to create the next big idea.
For the supply run, the students really needed to understand what they were creating and what they needed. So they needed a little supply list of sorts before going to the hardware store.
You want to look for LEDs, I'll look for wood. Is this something you want to look for those little flashlights?
Yeah, I'll be looking for various.
We need,
It's fun. It's like a scavenger hunt, really, isn't it? The pace and the scavenger hunt and the again, the energy was really good. There was lots of staff ready to help all these young people, and they needed help. As you know, they maybe haven't spent as much time in a hardware store, so they kind of knew what they needed, but they needed that guidance.
It's pretty low. Like, we should definitely get a low end, like a medium, and then something that we think is like super high end.
When our army of competitors descend upon the hardware store, their ideas are pretty scattered. There's a lot of stuff, right? And they have a limited amount of time to go through the store and get what they need. A lot of people have gone into a hardware store to buy a particular thing, but they haven't necessarily gone into a hardware store or a supply store of some sort to pursue building an idea that's original. So from that standpoint, it's a new experience.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the material we want, like dead on. So, I mean, it's pretty, like, it's definitely close enough for it doesn't work, I think. Yeah. Like what we need. Let's grab at least one of them. And we can always serve a purpose, yeah.
We are the biggest little makers, and we come from the University of Nevada, Reno.
The university did try out, and so everyone entered kind of individually, and then we all got picked. So this was, we met each other about a month ago.
They are working on a cot idea, which is pretty clever, something I never thought of, but I guess you wouldn't until you're in one of these situations where when you're in a disaster relief area where they take people and everybody's laying on cots, a lot of folks are sick and disease spreads in these things, so they made a thing that helps prevent that by going over you on the cot. It's like a little tent thing.
Well, ideally we want to use the disposable fabric used in hospitals, and so failing that, I think this is kind of close enough to the material that it'll show what we're going for.
Yeah, we went to a hospital last night hoping they'd give us something, and they didn't really have much to give.
Yeah, it was a distinct no.
Yeah.
So we might try another hospital later today. We'll see how this works out first, though.
With literally thousands of options within the hardware store and limited time to make choices, the teams must keep a clear focus on what it's going to take to make and present their idea to the Make48 judges. There's no time for browsing.
We've been kind of looking at air quality and maybe not necessarily huge disasters as in tornadoes or earthquakes, but kind of silent dangers like air quality in your home, carbon monoxide, natural gas, things like that. Yeah, we have been taking inspiration from a canary in a coal mine.
Yeah, and it's a really touching story. Like, I never heard about this story, but after I researched it, I was like, wow, like I didn't know those birds do so much for us, and it's like I really attached to that after I heard about this idea.
Let's get 612, or 1,500 and 600.
Okay,
that's fine.
What's the finest one?
Those
are the finest ones.
Let me touch this. Wait, I think we should get something rougher than that.
Something rougher to start with, like
Let's get
even at 200.
How much are they? $7 each?
There's 400 right there. 200s to...
Yeah, that's too much. They might have Bondo in this area.
We're kind of looking for maybe a friendly designer bird similar to the Borlaug Vitra bird that just sits on desktop, something beautiful that can alert a household and still look pretty whenever there's danger in the air.
There's seals back there. Like seals.
Like Bondo or something? Can you go grab one that you think will work? Okay.
I can try.
Oh, yes.
One of the products that I'm excited about is a redesign of a carbon monoxide detector. One of the beautiful things in product innovation is really just changing up something and making it a little bit better that we're already familiar with. And so with this carbon monoxide detector, it's just a friendlier redesign. It's something you want to keep in your home. It's a little decor focused, but it has serious functionality and would be an entire alert system.
Let's buy different yellow because we have none in today.
This one's nicer. Yeah, should we get a white too?
Let's buy the nice one.
Do we want it to be, yeah, this is good.
No.
I mean, or do you want it bright?
Let's just buy two.
Okay.
I mean, we want a white one
white?
too.
Oh, sorry. Multi-purpose. Wait a minute.
Rust production. No, not this one. How about that one?
Paint and primer.
Should we have the primer function?
Oh, what did you get?
Primer and
okay, good.
It's
Do we
fine.
need to?
Krylon is paint
Do we need
and
to?
primer.
How about the wall?
We're not going to paint a wall.
We're not going to paint a wall.
It becomes apparent as time passes during the supply run that some teams are on track with specific needs for their idea, and others are struggling to pull all the elements together.
Oh my gosh, the supply run. It was funny because I think with like pacing how we picked out everything, in the beginning we're kind of like, oh, we've got this. We'll just go through every aisle and see how that goes.
You're trying to build a dust shield, so this device, this curtain that falls down to protect the children from any mass shooting, your concerns are, hey, this over elements might fade, you want to keep it up into a housing to protect it.
And also making it
And
like
it would
discreet,
actually
so...
safe, it would, from false accurate, maybe it's a double pull or something, so you need rope. You need a lot of rope to do it. But if you're going to do a small scale door, so on stage or on the judges, you can just set it on a table and just pull it down. You can even probably 3D print a small person, like at the door, so then it would look. So you need hinges for the door, and you got like 15 minutes to do this. So divide and conquer. You go get the paint. You go get the hinges. You got the grommets. You need rope.
We need rope and a zipper.
You need to hurry.
Attention, Make48 teams! Attention, Make48 teams! You have a half an hour left to shop. 30 more minutes to shop. Pick up the pace, cart it up, and bring it to the front. 30 more minutes for Make48 shopping.
By the last 30 minutes, we're like, we need all this stuff. And like, we're the team who like, in the end, we're running up and down. We're pushing the cart through the aisles.
Here you go.
Vinyl, fabric, and plastic.
Yeah.
How many do we want? 1 or 2?
Get 5, 6. What if
Just
you
get
keep
all of
messing
them?
it up?
The limited time constraints of the supply run forces focus, the importance of effective time management, and on-the-spot decision-making.
I'm here to prove to myself that I can do this, that I can create something out of nothing.
I've been in school for years for engineering, and it's nice to kind of come out of it with a product rather than just doing all the math behind all the work and everything. You actually get a physical product that you can go through the whole process with.
Is premium more than advanced? This is 1 micron.
Sure.
And we can cut this, I think.
Okay,
and make
go.
housing for that.
Get both, just in
Yeah,
case.
that's what
Just
we-
get both. In fact, get a couple different kinds here, because if you screw one up, you got, you have something to fall back on. If this is 1 micron, that's one. Oh,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Oh, you got it. Okay. Because we just have to demonstrate that it filters. Their project was water purification, a portable water purification without electricity or anything like that. So they had to hand crank it. And that's a big job for such a high pressure application. And I think this is the way to go.
Okay.
And because, we have, 24 hours left. So, and I think everything here is achievable. So.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear. So if we're gonna use dirt water, like water with some like sediment in it,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this will get clogged very quickly.
Well, not as quick in one demonstration.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they would clog. All filters clog over time. But I think what we
At
need
least
to
for
do
now.
is just show filtration.
Okay.
Ideally, yeah, reverse osmosis, but you're not trying to do all the engineering.
Right.
You're trying
Yeah.
to demonstrate
The concept.
Yes.
I was just thinking that if we could remove some of the salt content from water,
Yeah.
it would prove that it was substantially different from existing hand pumps. Because there are a lot of hand pumps now that
I don't think there's any way this will remove salt. Though.
No,
that won't.
Probably won't, but right now we just have to demonstrate filtration.
Okay.
Right?
And pressure values.
Nah, demonstrate how it works. How it works, how easy it would be to handle, how would you keep it, how convenient it is to have it. So when you're in an emergency situation where you need water, you pump water through this, and it takes everything out. So reverse osmosis filters will do that. We don't have reverse osmosis filters, and we need pistons that
generates enough pressure to put the water
which you don't have available to you right now. So, but engineers have filled that out.
Should we really spend money on this though? We can fabricate one that we would.
Well, I always say just in case.
The ultimate purpose of the prototype is not a fully functional model of the idea, but to make a model that clearly shows to the judges proof of concept and the feasibility of an idea. In the product invention world, it can take years of testing and multiple prototyping before an actual product is functional and ready for market.
Attention Make48 teams! Make48 teams! Shopping time has expired. We are now wrapped on the shopping. If you would, please top off your carts, head to the front. We're going to check out and rock out. Get back on that bus and get you back to making. Time has expired. So please finish up your shopping and head to the front.
It feels like a lot less items than most other teams, but I'm feeling pretty good about. I think other people don't know what they should get, so they're getting everything. We're pretty fleshed out on our idea.
So we have our filters. Initially we wanted to use a reverse osmosis filter, but we can't find one, so we're going for proof of concept to begin with, that it will the mechanism will filter out water and create pressure. So we have a pressure gauge to test it. We have PVC pipings for housings for our filters and for our pressurization piston. We have JB weld to connect everything, and we have hoses that will intake and spit out water ideally, and O-rings to maintain compression inside of it, and some lubricant. So hopefully it'll all work.
Shopping time is up. It's time to get back to the makerspace and start putting the pieces to the invention puzzle together. In this case, the process is both a marathon and a sprint.
We're just working on prototyping our flashlight attachment, opening up these flashlights and stuff.
We're gonna start doing some measurements so we know how big we want to make our final prototype. So yeah, we're measuring the flashlights so we can get them open.
We're working on basically 3 different parts right now, or I guess 2 right now, but it's sort of a cone and then a cap that goes around it. So we're trying to figure out how to properly allocate that between 4 people, who should focus on what, and how many iterations we're going to need to make in order to get this right.
I'm Michael Gilligan.
I'm Grace Kilburn.
I'm Madeline Harinik.
I'm Peter Welpley. We are Team Moonshine from University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
We came up with a kind of like a little indicating light. So it's something you could clip on to like a backpack or a shirt strap or a t-shirt or just about honestly anything. If you wanted to get real creative, you could probably clip it in your hair. But it's got 3 different color settings. So you can have green, yellow, and red. So green, it means like I'm okay, go help someone else. Or there's the yellow, which is like I might need help, we're not sure yet, but I'm not dying. And red's like I need help immediately. This is an extreme emergency. There's also a flashlight setting. So you can have like if you're like stuck in a dark like caved in room or something like where you can't see, you need a light. It has just a plain white light setting. So you have 4 buttons. And then you can also have like a flashing signal. So you could like come up with like a, hey, my family, the 3 flashes means meet here, or some kind of signal to your family.
So there would be a way to like connect them all. They would almost come in families of flashlights, and they're all clear so that the light reflects in all directions. And then they're all connected, so if you like hit the button to make it flash, they all flash together. Or like they could also make a noise with the flash so that you can hear it and see it.
So like if it's like your kid has one on, but you don't know where your kid is, you can like hit it and it'll flash your signal, and you can be my kid's over there, or my mom's over there and I can't find my mom.
And it lets the child know that they're trying to be found.
So we're actually right now we're working on researching methods in order to I'm working on researching methods to actually make our product and manufacturing. So like injection molding, or how we might use different materials to achieve properties we want. And then we have Michael who's working on the CAD design so we can actually start printing and making our product. And then Grace and Peter, who's currently MIA, is working on research and storyboarding to start our presentation. So we're kind of in the middle of going from brainstorming to actually making it a reality. It's kind of that middle step.
Hi, I'm Dash Kosaka.
I'm Suixin Liu.
I'm Will Jones.
I'm Yushen Tang.
We are the Illinois Maker Lab from University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Slide under the door, and then, so now you're under the door, and the idea is you can flip this up, and now if someone's on the outside, they can't open this door because it locks into place. And we still have to improve on this, but that's the general idea we're heading for.
Right, this is prototype 1.
And Bob helped us made a surprise for the presentation. Well, that would take me for 2 to 3 days to make it.
There's no way we would have been able to do something like that. Every minor detail, he's like, these guys want to do well, so I'm going to do well for them, which is awesome.
I've got one question. So one thing we were concerned about is the gap underneath the door. When you cut a door,
that's a good question.
Jam, how do you typically cut it? Because we've been assuming about 1/4 inch.
Oh no, it's a lot higher.
A lot higher? Okay.
Yeah. So typically it could be anywhere from 3/4 to 1.5. It depends on the door manufacturer.
Okay. All right.
So that's a standard. Yeah, there's standard heights. You might get on the internet and just tell me just download a spec sheet for a commercial grade door. So you want the door 36 inches wide. We're going to replicate a commercial grade door that's only 8 inches tall. So this device, we can simply show it going under the door and flip it down, correct?
Just the bottom part.
Right, so as a top view, we're gonna have the frame, 2-inch frame, casing, 1/2 inch thick. You got your door jamb that the door will hit. And then the door will have a hinge on this side, and then duplicate that over here.
And then explain to me what's going on up here.
So then you're going to have a platform that the door is going to be, so this is your floor, so you can take the whole device with you. We'll put felt pads underneath, so that way you can just spin it on the, and then you can show them this going under it, and then you can rotate it to show how it locks. Yeah? All right, I got what I need. What I'll do is I'll make it. You can come and check in on me as much as you want.
Hi, I'm Natalie Phillips.
I'm Michaela Jeswick.
I'm Thomas Herring.
And I'm Gentry Clark.
And we are Team Superb Owls from Rice University.
Team Superb Owls from Rice University know firsthand the challenges of a severe natural disaster. They lived through the catastrophic impact of Hurricane Harvey in Houston, Texas. Their real-life experience is guiding their product concept.
Yeah, they shut down campus for about a week. Luckily on campus we had a lot of good resources, and Rice, the campus is on higher ground, so we didn't have much flooding. But a lot of the surrounding areas were flooded. A lot of our teachers and people who work there had their homes ruined. And
it's hard because you see people that you have class with, and it affects them so directly. And for us, it was weird because we were in the middle of it, and our parents were contacting us, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And yeah, we're totally fine. We have internet, we have full power, we have full food. So everything was okay for us, but it was still hugely impactful to see how it affected other Houstonians and other people in the area. I think that's a large part of our driving inspiration behind the ideas that we've come to.
What we wanted to focus on was very much in the spirit of floods and hurricanes, just because Harvey impacted us so much. And so all of our ideas so far have been flood themed. So all the work that we've done has been focused on what the most pressing problems are for victims of floods and storms. So we have one idea now that is focusing on how to prevent deaths in cars from floods, because that's the #1 leading cause of death from flooding.
so we're working on making a sensor that detects floodwater before you drive your car into it. So a couple of major features that we need to have on that are the ability to detect water, obviously, ahead of you, and then to transfer that information easily to the driver before they drive their car into the water, right? So those are the two basic things we're going at. So we were talking about the repackaging thing, and I think I found a solution that will actually work.
Okay.
So everything we have in here, if you go,
Stack it.
Yeah, you kind of cube it a little bit. This is a little bit more compact, a lot more compact actually.
Yeah.
And then I think the one issue actually is now they're not equal to too far apart, which we can deal with.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so ultrasonic sensor still matches.
So before we had, this was all going to go in one box, right? That was this big.
Yeah, I mean,
It's always been a breadboard.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna.
We found some protoboards that greatly detracts on how much size you take up.
Yeah.
And so then now that the footprint's smaller, we can actually condense everything we need.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have to remake the box though. Again.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Is that your second or third remake?
Basically, so all of this can actually fit into this. So actually, we need to mount your speakers on there, which is why having this smaller is nice.
That speaker is larger than this entire thing put together.
Which is why we will do some very creative reassembly of that. I think we can actually cannibalize most of the parts away into this one.
I think so too.
Without knowing the contest, you really have no idea what kind of sort of engineering solution are you looking at. And so it was almost nice to hear that it's something that we kind of had some experience in, and we kind of had some direct impact. So we can more directly come up with. It took us probably 5 minutes or 10 minutes to come up with our initial ideas, because it was just so close to home that we felt that we could see the use cases for the products that we're pitching.
Many of the college teams continue to tackle their product prototyping with a sense of calmness and control. It appears that some of the same skills and disciplines of a successful college experience are coming into play with our teams. The 48-hour deadline is always present.
Normally after a supply run, there is a sense of urgency. People start to ramp it up and they start realizing, okay, the clock's ticking, time's running out, we got to get going on this thing. And the tool techs ramp it up too, and we're getting busier and busier. I don't see that so much this time with the college kids, and I think it's because they're used to just going all night long, and they just have this calm about them that it's great. I appreciate that, but I've had to say to a couple of them, I go, that clock's real. When that thing stops, that whistle's gonna blow and it's all over.
And we got to get a product on that stage. Sometimes, you know, you gotta quit having committees and talk and just build, make.
Next on Make48, the prototyping continues while the teams prepare to engage in an informal presentation to a focus group of industry experts.
I think it's really important though that you hit the story about the miners and the canary and why the product's named that. Like from a retail packaging point of view and from a consumer grabbing their attention, you have to call out that story.
With the clock ticking, this will be their last opportunity to get direct feedback and find out if they're on the right path to a successful product presentation.
Stanley Black & Decker provides tools and services around the globe to help turn great ideas into reality and to help us shape the world we live in. We proudly support programming that inspires invention, innovation, and hard work. Together with Make48, we're providing men and women the tools and resources to build a better world. Stanley Black & Decker, for those who make the world.
To learn more about the invention process and to get to know the teams, visit Make48.com.